Hello everyone. So today I'm going to explain about the trade life cycle of Indian market life, which is on T+1. Okay. So in this, I will tell you about what are the participants involved, how the share get transferred from seller to the buyer, how the money get transferred, what is the role of clearing member, clearing house, okay, and the broker. So for that, I will share my PPT and then explain you in detail. Okay, so before we go to the T+1 cycle, let me explain you the term which is important here to discuss. So that is what are the categories of clearing member. So the trading member, you understand, trading member is basically a broker who do the trading. Okay, so example in Indian market, it will be a Zerodha, Upstock, Sharekhan, IFL, ICICI Securities. So there are different trading member. Okay, but they can do the trading, but there has to be a clearing member. Okay, so a trading member can be a clearing member, and in some case there will be only a clearing member who cannot trade, and in some case it will be a self clearing member. So these are the bifurcation I've done. So first one is like trading member, clearing member. Okay, so here the clearing member who is also a trading member. Okay, this clearing member may clear and settle their own trades and their client trade as well as other trading member trades. For example, suppose I give like ICICI Security is a clearing member. Okay, so he can clear his own trades. Like ICICI Security can clear his own trades and whoever is the client, his trades, and also any other broker trade like Zerodha or Upstock. So he can clear those trade also. So he is a broker and also a clearing member at the same time, and he can clear his own trades, his client trades, and the trading member trades, other trading member trades. Next one is the professional clearing member. Okay, a clearing member who is not a trading member. So suppose let's example HDFC Bank. Okay, suppose that bank is a clearing member. He is not a trading member, so he cannot do trading from his account. Okay, so he can only clear the trades of other trading member and also the CP, custodial participants. Okay, the next one is self clearing member. So here in this case, a clearing member who is also a trading member, he can only clear his trades like his own trade and client trades. He cannot clear that other trading member trades. So this is called self clearing member. Okay. And the custodian is basically a custodian clearing member, settle trades of custodian participant clients. This I will explain in detail in the next slide. But for now, let's understand these three terms like trading member, clearing member, professional clearing member, and self clearing member. What are the difference? Okay. Now let's go to the T+1 cycle. Trade day plus one. Okay. So what happens at the T+0 day, like trade day? So in that day, basically in trade initiation or pre-trade, the buyer or seller. Okay. So from buyer side, suppose I am an investor, I don't know about which security I should buy. So as a retail investors, you check different sites, you do functional analysis or technical analysis. And for institutional investors, you have suppose asset manager or the investment manager. So he decide. So that is comes under pre-trade, where you discuss about which securities you should buy, what are the quantities, in which price. So this is discussed in the trade initiation part. Okay, and this comes under front office, where the investor is involved indirectly or directly. The next one is the order placement, which is also on the T+0. So here the investors one understand the about security. He go to the broker and place an order. Okay, so investor might give a call to the broker. Okay, then dealer can place a request, or he can, if he has like the broker has given access to the investor. Okay, so he can directly have the market access, direct market access, so he can place an order. So this is the order placement state. Okay, And here, through the automated order matching system, the trade get executed. This is also front office. So the third one is like, the third one is trade execution, which is happens at t plus 0. So once the order get matched, the trade got executed. Fine. So once the order get matched, like the trade executed, broker send the trade detail to the custodian. Okay. Custodian is basically, we can consider a person who is handling the client portfolio. Okay. So for the institution investor, suppose somebody is taking care of uh, portfolio of any client. Okay. So he blocks the securities in the investor's portfolio. So once the order get matched, the broker send the trade detail to custodian, and then he blocks the securities in the investor portfolio. This is also front office. So this is the trade execution part. So once the trade got executed, it goes to the next stage, trade capture. So till now we were in the front office. Now this is the middle office where the client facing is now over. Okay. So when the broker wants to do the trade operation, like back office operation, he has to get the trade from front office to the back office. Okay. So once the like, let's go this statement. Once the front office execute a trade, okay, it records the data related to the trade and a process known as trade capture, and submits this as a trade ticket or deal ticket to the operation back office unit. So basically that record has to come to the back office. So this record can come like, one alternative is like trade details may be fed automatically from the electronic execution trading platform into the trade capture system. One possibility is this. Other alternative, as I said, like it can come through the trade ticket or deal ticket. Okay, so ultimately the trade ticket will include all the detail related to the trade initially. However, the front office may only provide basic information such as security type and price. So in the trade capture, what mainly we are doing is like we are getting the trade into back office application for the operation purpose, where the calculation of brokerage charges, everything will be done by the broker. Fine. Once the trade capture happens, it will do the trade enrichment. It is all the process is happening at the t plus 0 only. Trade date plus a trade date plus 0 day, like on the same day. So on the trade enrichment, the trade data get merged with the static data. Okay, static data example, the brokers will have the name of the client. Okay, PAN number, address, contact details, bank detail, social security identification number, SSI number. So this all details will get added to the trade data, and this happens at the middle office. So this trade capture and trade enrichment happens at the middle office application. Now comes the trade validation and verification. Okay, so like the trade details which comes from the front office to the back office might be due to some discrepancy, some issues happen, or the trade is not correct. So at this level, it gets checked by the custodian. Okay, so one more time check at the custodian level, like trade validation verification, and this is also middle office. Okay, so for that, the confirmation is sent to the investors, also known as contract note. So the contract note is generated by the broker, okay, which contains all the information of the trade, like quantity, ISIN, like international security identification, or the name of the security, like TCS, Infosys, name of the security, quantity, price, and uh, like what is the uh, amount of charges applied. So it will, this contract note will have all this information, and it will send it to the investors. So the trade confirmation is a process by which trade details are verified and agreed between the direct participants to a trade. Okay, so like whoever is like between like both the parties confirm the trade, like they are okay to confirm this trade, like the client or the custodian. Okay, So till now, this is the trade confirmation part. After like once the stock exchange, like once all the trading happens between 9:15 to 3:30, so at the end of the day, like stock exchange at the end of the day will send all the trade detail and send it to National Security Clearing Corporation Limited, like clearing house. Okay. And then the net obligation is decided for counterparties like the buyer and the seller involved in the trade by the NSCCL, like the by the clearing house. Okay, the net obligation, and then the NSCCL uh, uh, is will send this detail to the clearing member. And also one more important thing is like NSCCL always with the counterparties for buyer and seller, which is also known as novation. So here buyer doesn't know whom he is buying this share, and also seller is also don't know. What he understand from the broker perspective is like the counterparty will be always NSCCL. Okay. Now the trade affirmation stage comes, like it is T+0. So it is similar to the trade confirmation only. Okay, so here buyer check the contract note and inform back to the customer that he is okay, and that is called affirmation stage. And also like it will be also uh, in the trade confirmation it was like direct participants. Here in the trade affirmation it is indirect participants to a trade also. So it could be between an institutional trading on behalf of a client and a client itself, or with a fund manager client for whom it was acting when it executed the trade. So trade confirmation and affirmation is kind of like a similar process. Okay. And this it comes into middle office. So three stages comes in middle office: trade validation, confirmation, and affirmation. Okay. Now comes the trade clearing part, which happens on uh, T plus T+1. Okay. So it is a back office operation. So what happens, like the clearing house will transfer details to clearing member. Okay. So every broker get clear his trade from the clearing member, and broker can be a clearing member also, as I explained you in the first slide. And a broker can have a clearing member from other institute also. Okay. So this clearing member will check with the custodian about the obligation is acceptable or not. Otherwise, broker will take the client obligation. So here I can give you the example. Suppose Zerodha is the broker, okay, and he want to buy a share. Okay, he is buying a share on behalf of institutional investor. Suppose one institutional investor who want to buy TCS share at price of 3,000 rupees. Okay, but somehow the broker has bought it at 3,050 rupees or 3,010 rupees, and then the broker send the contract note to the investor or the custodian to confirm like he is okay with this. But if he declines that, because he has told that he wanted to buy at 3,000 rupees, so in that case the broker who punched the order on behalf of client has to take the obligation. Okay. So once custodian confirms, okay, as like client already confirm or affirm, as we seen in the confirmation and affirmation stage, once the custodian confirms, they will confirm to the clearing member, and clearing member will confirm to the clearing house. Okay. So in trade settlement, like which happens on the T+1. Okay. So in trade clearing, we are discussing about what are the obligation and about obligation of funds and securities. But in T+1 at trade settlement, like we actually transfer the ownership of the securities, and also the fund transfer happens at T+1. Okay. So clearing house will pass this information or the settlement instruction to depository, which maintain pool account of custodian. Okay. and the transfer of ownership of share happens on settlement day, and also the transfer of funds. So this is the T+1 cycle. I have created one more diagram also. So suppose you are the buyer, okay, and you are buying TCS share. So today, so today will be like trade day. It will be denoted by T. Okay, so money debited from the buyer on T day. Money got debited from your account, and it goes to the buyer's broker account. Like suppose you have a account in your money will debited by the Zerodha. Okay, and at the same day, like on trading day, it will go to the clearing bank, dedicated bank account. Like buyers Zerodha will have clearing member. Okay, and this clearing member will have clearing bank. So on T day, that amount will get transferred to your dedicated bank account. Similarly, on the seller side, at T day, the shares debited from seller on T day, and it will go to the broker upstock. Like suppose the broker is upstock, it will go to the broker account. Okay, and then on the same day, it will go to the depository dedicated pool account of upstock. Fine. Now when on the like after clearing, like once the obligation is been established, so on the T+1 day, this clearing bank account will transfer the money to clearing bank of seller at T+1 day, and also the clearing bank account to clearing bank, and after that it will go to the seller. I have not mapped that. And also once the amount got the shares got debited from the shares will get debited on T+1 from the upstock, and it will transfer to the Zerodha pool, depository dedicated pool, and then it will go to the buyer. Okay. Now I have written some explanation. So NSC clearing follows, as I said, T+1 ruling settlement cycle now. So for all trade executed on the T day, NSC clearing determines the provisional cumulative obligation of each member on the T day. So clearing provisional obligation decided on T day, and electronic transfer the data to clearing members. So this one I already explained. And this all trades concluded during a particular trading day are settled on designation. This is also covered. Now, in a rolling settlement for all the trade executed on trading day, the provisional obligation are determined on the T day. Final obligation is generated by 8:30 a.m. on T+1. So the clearing instruction which sent to the clearing member happens on two times. One is at the end of the day. Okay, it is around 9 p.m. provisional basis I have written here, and on the morning 8:30 a.m. But this final obligation is 8:30 a.m. Okay. So members pay in and payout obligation for funds and securities are determined on provisional basis by 9 p.m. on T day, and on final basis by 8:30 a.m. on T+1 day. So this data I have taken from the NSC site only, and are downloaded to them so that they can settle their obligation on the settlement T+1 day. Okay, this is the last slide. So the members with the funds paying obligation are required to have clear funds in their primary clearing account on or before 10:30 a.m. So here, suppose in my example, a buyer who has to pay the money, who bought the share. So his in his broker's clearing member clearing account should have the clearing fund in their account before 10:30 a.m. on settlement day, like on T+1 day, and the payout of funds is credited to the primary clearing account of the members on or after 1:30 p.m. on the settlement day. Okay. The final obligation for securities pay-in is downloaded to the members and custodian on the T+1 day. The members and the custodian make available the required securities in the settlement pool like depository, the broker's pool account. Okay, so the deposit by on the paying day by 8:30, 10:30 a.m. So for this, the member should open the pool account with the NSDL and CDSL. Yeah. So 1 minute. So that's all from my side regarding the T+1 cycle. And if you have any doubts, you can comment on it. So I will reply on that. Thank you for listening.